Hello, everyone. Allison here from AllisonReeves.co, and today I am going to go live quickly and just talk through some of these points in a blog post that we're putting up this week because I have some opinions and I want to make sure that they are represented inside of this blog post. So I'm going to make sure that I can see YouTube and also pull up my blog post over here so I can see both these things at the same time. If you happen to catch me live, just say hello. That'd be really nice. And if you're watching the replay, let me know below that you're watching the replay and we will just jump in. So, email marketing strategy, best performance practices, meaning how do you get your emails to make sure that they are doing what you want them to do? Why are you sending emails? Is that thing happening when you're sending the emails? Let's talk about it. So, emails for me are one of the most important parts of digital marketing in general across industries, period. And they're also how I've been able to reduce my social media usage for my business probably by about 90% in 2019 to about 2021, 2022. I was relying really heavily on Facebook organic and Facebook paid ads for my traffic, for my email subscribers. And the more that time went on, the more I was able to rely on collaborations and SEO, like blog, YouTube videos, and collaborations and bundles to grow my email list, to get more subscribers and to get more sales. And I will say for me, and probably for a lot of us out there, that is energetically much more sustainable than chasing people on social media. Depends on your personality. But for me, it works better to do things that are introverted on the internet. And that is not going live like this all the time, sometimes. So let's talk about ethical email list building. So if you want to build an email list, the ways to do it, and this is, again, regardless of your industry, you are going to want to grow an email list. You want to make sure that you're adding subscription forms to your websites. Some of you may say, duh. Some of you may say, duh, and still not have one on your website. I had a blog for 7 years and I was getting very low traffic. I was getting maybe 40 page views a day, which is a few hundred a month. And during that whole period, I never had an email opt-in on the site. And that's 7 years of a few hundred page views a month where I could have been gaining hundreds or even thousands of email subscribers. So even if your traffic is very low, almost zero, go ahead and put a free offer on the site so you can start growing that list as soon as possible. I also like to use pop-ups where it's relevant. The two things that work for me best, I'll say three. For growing an email list are number one, just saying sign up for my newsletter. This is not a very sexy offer for all industries. I would say, especially if you're like kind of new in marketing, you probably need to give something away for free to bribe people for their email address. And that is called a lead magnet, a free offer, an opt-in. So that is going to be probably the most effective way for you to grow your email list, especially before you have any kind of brand recognition. Another way to grow your email list is to offer a quiz. Even though this is not necessarily a free offer, this is giving people free information, which is kind of being able to categorize their personality or tell them something about themselves. So quizzes also have a very high conversion rate for lead magnets or as a way to grow your email list. And then third, you can just say, subscribe to my newsletter. And I think this is more effective when you start having some people on your email list. This generic subscribe to newsletter did not really work for me until in 2023, I started saying, subscribe to my email list. Or join 5,500 others, join 8,000 others, join 9,000 others, join 10,000 others. And then there's a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, when your email list starts growing. So the best way to grow your email list is to have some kind of opt-in on your site. Another thing I would definitely do is at any trade shows, conferences, open house, if you're a real estate agent, any kind of event that you have a sign-in sheet where people can fill in their email address, or you can have a little basket to put people's business cards in. You can even have an Excel sheet on an iPad where people can sign up. Make it as low tech as possible and give people options. Some people will do more than one option because they're confused, and that is okay. It doesn't matter, but we want to give people options to sign up for your email list at events to give them the lowest barrier possible to getting on there. Now, One question that will come up, even though you may not know what these words mean yet, if you're new to digital marketing, is whether or not you should have a double opt in. This means it's that after somebody requests the free thing from you, they then have to click on a confirmation before they get that free thing. That's a double opt in or a double confirmation. There's other names for it. The benefits of doing that are that you are making somebody say a second time, I want to be on your email list. This will increase the quality of your list. This will increase the open rates of your list. And this will help you not pay for people who are not opening your emails. Those are all very good things. However, I personally don't turn on the double opt in because I find that it reduces the number of people who are on my email list, which is okay if that's your goal, if you care more about quality than the total number. I care more about that total number. I also know that my emails are engaging. So my hope is that even if somebody doesn't open that first email, they open the second or the fourth or the seventh. That happens all the time. Then what I do, because the next thing we're going to talk about is maintaining your email list hygiene. So then I will, every few months, I will go through and I will just manually remove anyone who has never opened an email because I'm paying for those subscribers to be on my email list. Now, there are many tools where you can start email marketing for free, like on MailerLite is my favorite free tool. That's spelled MAILER Lite, best free tool out there. MailChimp, I think, has made some improvements. MailChimp is more popular than MailerLite. MailChimp is one of my less favorite options for email marketing, but it is also free. Um, However, that said, after a certain number of subscribers, you're paying for subscribers to be there because you're paying for your email marketing tool. So I will manually remove anyone who hasn't opened emails in usually like a year. I go a pretty long time, but you can make it much less than that. So that's how I manage that instead of doing double opt-ins. Now, very quickly, I want to talk about subject lines because that's like the next most important thing. The next thing you'll have to do when sending an email to somebody is craft a good subject line. And the best practices I can suggest for you around this are just to think about what are the emails like that you're sending to family and friends. They probably have very short subject lines. They might be sharing like a personal thing that happened recently. They're short. A lot of these marketing emails I get, which surprises me because they're from marketers, they're like very long, very fussy emails where I read the whole entire thing and it gets cut off at a certain length and I still have no idea what's in the email. I want you to have like 5 words or less in your subject line, maybe even making all those words lowercase, creating some intrigue around it. One of the best subject lines I've used to date is 2 main benefits. That's the whole subject line. The number 2 and then all lowercase main benefits. And that subject line continues to perform well for me. It has some intrigue in it, like what are these benefits? What does this relate to? It's very short. Email gets right to the point. Another thing I haven't mentioned in this email is really focusing in the email on one thing. So maybe I'll update this post to kind of add that. The rest of this has to do with like clear calls to actions and leveraging social proof and kind of some other like generic business advice. But keep your emails really focused on one thing. I usually like to be very light in regards to the images in the email because it can take the email longer to load with a lot of images. And if you have too many images, then your emails are more likely to end up in spam. So that's not true for everyone. I have a client who she's got a small email list of 300 people. Her emails have a shit ton of images in them, and her open rates are like 80%. Tiny little engage list. So it's not always a rule of thumb, but in general, more images equals more likelihood to end up in spam. That's where I'm going to end it for this video. You can read the rest of the post for all of the other details. And if you have any questions, you can comment on the post or you can email us at hello@AllisonRaves.co. And I will see you around on the internet. Okay, bye.